My friends, if there's one quality that separates the dreamers from the doers, it's not luck, talent, or even intelligence. It's self-discipline. Napoleon Hill, the man who spent over 25 years studying the most successful people of his time, made it clear, without self-discipline, no goal can survive. With it, no dream is too big. Quote, today I'm going to share with you 10 principles that will help you master self-discipline and achieve your goals. These are not just ideas, they are habits, mental tools, and daily practices that will turn your willpower into unstoppable momentum. Definite purpose is the foundation on which all achievement is built. Without it, discipline has no direction, and effort becomes scattered and unproductive. Emphasize that before you can discipline yourself, you must first decide exactly what you want and why you want it. When you have a definite purpose, you give yourself a reason to wake up early, work late, and endure the challenges that come your way. It becomes the anchor that keeps you steady when distractions and temptations try to pull you off course. A definite purpose is not just a vague wish. It is a specific, measurable, and deeply personal goal that resonates with your values and desires. Now, for example, wanting to be successful is too general. Wanting to build a thriving business that earns a certain income within 3 years is definite. The more clarity you have, the more your mind and actions align toward it. This clarity naturally fuels self-discipline because it removes the guesswork from your daily decisions. Every choice becomes easier when you can ask yourself, does this move me closer to my purpose or take me further away? Think of a ship without a compass. It drifts aimlessly, tossed by the winds and currents. But a ship with a clear course can navigate even through storms. Your definite purpose is that compass. Life will always present distractions, setbacks, and unexpected detours. If you don't have a strong anchor, you'll be swayed by every obstacle. But when your purpose is locked firmly in your mind, no amount of noise can divert you for long. A definite purpose also shapes your identity. It reminds you who you are and what you stand for. This is critical for discipline because discipline is not about forcing yourself to act. It's about aligning your actions with who you have decided to be. When your identity is tied to your purpose, every act of discipline becomes an expression of your true self. You're no longer battling willpower. You're simply living in harmony with your mission. Furthermore, a definite purpose attracts the right opportunities and people into your life. When you are clear about your destination, you naturally recognize the tools, mentors, and allies that can help you get there. This makes your discipline more efficient because you're not wasting energy on paths that don't serve your vision. Your focus sharpens, your time becomes more valuable, and your energy is invested where it matters most. In essence, discipline without a definite purpose is like running hard without knowing where the finish line is. You might be working, but you're not truly progressing. With a definite purpose, every action has meaning, every sacrifice feels worthwhile, and every challenge becomes a stepping stone toward your dream. Your purpose is the anchor. It keeps you grounded, focused, and moving forward, no matter how strong the winds of distraction or doubt may blow. Once you find it and commit to it, self-discipline stops being a struggle and becomes a natural part of who you are. Control your mind, and you will control your life. Every action, every decision, and every habit begins first as a thought. The mind is the command center of your entire existence, and the quality of your thoughts will always shape the quality of your life. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, your actions will reflect that energy, and your results will follow accordingly. But if your mind is disciplined, focused, and filled with empowering thoughts, you will naturally take actions that lead to success, growth, and fulfillment. Most people underestimate the influence of their inner dialogue. They believe their circumstances shape their mindset, when in reality, it is their mindset that shapes their circumstances. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you allow weeds of worry, resentment, and self-doubt to take root, they will choke out the seeds of ambition and possibility. But if you plant ideas of courage, determination, and gratitude, you create an environment where your dreams can thrive. Controlling your mind is not about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing how you respond to them. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens within you. A disciplined mind refuses to be a prisoner of emotional impulses or destructive habits. It does not give in to gossip, negativity, or the lure of quick but empty pleasures. Instead, it focuses on solutions, opportunities, and the steps that lead toward long-term achievement. Training your mind begins with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that occupy your mental space each day. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you back? Are they giving you energy or draining it away? Once you identify thoughts that do not serve you, replace them with those that do. This requires consistent effort, but over time, you reprogram your mind to work for you instead of against you. Your mind also needs protection. Just as you would need spoiled food, you shouldn't consume mental junk, content, conversations, and environments that poison your thinking. Surround yourself with influences that inspire you to think bigger, aim higher, and stay disciplined. Guard your mental energy as fiercely as you guard your physical health. When your mind is under control, you stop reacting to life and start directing it. You become proactive instead of reactive. You no longer allow fear to dictate your choices or let temporary emotions ruin lasting opportunities. This mental mastery gives you the clarity to see what you truly want and the strength to stay on course until you achieve it. In the end, controlling your mind means taking full ownership of your thoughts and, by extension, your destiny. A person who learns to master their mind gains the power to master their future. Every great achievement begins first as a thought. When you control the source, you control everything that flows from it. Delayed gratification is one of the most powerful principles for achieving lasting success. It is the ability to resist the temptation of an immediate reward in exchange for something greater in the future. This skill separates those who achieve their highest potential from those who settle for less. While instant pleasures may feel satisfying in the moment, they often come at the cost of progress, growth, and bigger rewards down the road. The disciplined individual understands that patience and persistence are the true engines of success. Life constantly presents a choice between what you want now and what you want most. Choosing what you want now often means sacrificing the future for temporary comfort. Choosing what you want most means making short-term sacrifices to secure long-term victory. This is not an easy decision because the human mind naturally seeks comfort and quick satisfaction. But greatness demands the opposite. It requires endurance, focus, and the willingness to wait while you work towards something extraordinary. Delayed gratification is not about deprivation. It is about investment. Every time you delay a short-term indulgence, whether it's spending money you could save, skipping a workout you planned, or wasting hours on distractions, you are making a conscious choice to invest in your future. That investment compounds over time. The small sacrifices you make today accumulate into massive rewards later. Consider any area of success: financial stability, physical fitness, career growth, or meaningful relationships. All of them demand consistent effort over a period of time without immediate results. Saving money instead of spending it recklessly eventually leads to wealth. Eating healthy and exercising regularly might not show dramatic changes in a week, but over months and years, the transformation is undeniable. Learning new skills may feel slow and frustrating at first, but the knowledge becomes a lifelong asset that opens doors in the future. The challenge with delayed gratification is that the results are often invisible in the early stages. This is why so many people give up too soon. They cannot see the reward yet, so they assume it's not worth the effort. But those who endure, who keep putting in the work without the immediate payoff, eventually reach a tipping point where the results explode. Success is rarely a sudden event. It is the visible outcome of years of unseen discipline. Training yourself for delayed gratification starts with a clear vision of your long-term goals. When you know exactly what you're working toward, it becomes easier to say a no. to distractions that steal your future. You can remind yourself that every sacrifice is not a loss. It's a step closer to the life you truly want. In the end, delayed gratification is the bridge between dreams and reality. Anyone can wish for success, but only those who master the art of waiting and working will experience it. The short-term pleasures you give up today are nothing compared to the long-term rewards waiting for you tomorrow. Consistency beats intensity because success is rarely the result of one big effort. It's the result of small actions repeated over time. Many people start their journey toward a goal with a burst of energy and enthusiasm. They work hard for a few days or weeks, but as soon as motivation fades or challenges appear, they slow down or stop altogether. Intensity can ignite the spark, but only consistency keeps the fire burning long enough to reach the destination. Real progress comes from doing the right things over and over, even when they feel ordinary or repetitive. A single intense workout will not make you fit, just as one day of perfect focus will not make you successful. The transformation happens when you show up day after day doing the work whether you feel like it or not. Consistency turns actions into habits, and habits shape your destiny. One of the reasons consistency is more powerful than intensity is sustainability. Intense efforts often lead to burnout because they demand so much energy in a short time. People push themselves too hard, get exhausted, and then stop entirely. On the other hand, consistent effort allows you to pace yourself, making it easier to maintain progress over months and years. A steady walk toward your goal will always take you further than a sprint followed by a collapse. Consistency also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently keep your commitments, you prove to yourself that you can be relied upon. This self-trust is essential for discipline and confidence. Likewise, the people around you, clients, colleagues, friends, will respect and depend on you when they see that you always deliver, not just when you're inspired. Another hidden benefit of consistency is momentum. Each small action builds on the last, creating a chain of progress that becomes harder to break. Even on days when your effort feels minimal, the act of showing up keeps the momentum alive. Once you stop completely, it's harder to start again. Consistency ensures that the gap between where you are and where you want to be keeps shrinking. To cultivate consistency, focus on progress, not perfection. You don't need to perform at your absolute best every single day. You just need to keep moving forward. Some days you'll make big leaps, and other days you'll take small steps, but both count as progress. The key is not letting the bad days erase the good work you've done. In every area of life, health, career, relationships, consistent effort compounds into extraordinary results. While intensity might bring quick but short-lived achievements, consistency delivers lasting transformation. It's not about how hard you work once, it's about how long you can keep working steadily. In the end, the winners are not the ones who start the fastest, but the ones who refuse to stop. Consistency turns dreams into reality because it never lets time or obstacles erase the progress already made. Persistence is the final test because it determines whether all your hard work, planning, and discipline will lead to success or fade into unfinished attempts. Many people have talent, ambition, and even a strong start, but the real measure of achievement is whether you can keep going when the path becomes difficult. Every great goal eventually reaches a point where the excitement fades, obstacles pile up, and progress slows. This is where most people stop. The ones who keep going despite frustration and fatigue are the ones who ultimately win. Persistence is not about moving quickly. It is about refusing to quit. It is the mindset that says, no matter how many times I fall, I will stand up again. Every challenge you face is not a signal to stop. It's a test to see how badly you truly want your goal. The truth is, success often comes just after the point where many people give up. That's why persistence is the deciding factor between failure and breakthrough. When you persist, you send a clear message to yourself and the world. You are committed. Temporary setbacks may slow you down, but they cannot stop you. Even if progress feels invisible, Persistence ensures that you are still in the game, still moving forward, and still learning. Each obstacle you overcome strengthens your resilience and sharpens your skills, making you more capable of handling even bigger challenges ahead. Persistence also builds character. It teaches you patience, adaptability, and resourcefulness. When you push through difficulties, you discover solutions you never would have seen if you had quit. You learn to adjust your approach without abandoning your vision. This flexibility is a powerful advantage because the path to success is rarely a straight line. It is full of detours, delays, and unexpected turns. The key to persistence is focusing on your why. When your goal is deeply connected to your values and dreams, it becomes easier to endure the struggles along the way. You understand that every delay is temporary, and every hardship is part of the journey. You stop expecting instant results and start trusting the process, knowing that steady effort will eventually pay off. Another important truth about persistence is that it doesn't require perfection. You may have days when your progress is slow, when you make mistakes, or when you make mistakes, or when you feel discouraged. That's normal. Persistence is not about never stumbling. It's about getting back up every single time. If you keep showing up and doing the work, even imperfectly, you will eventually cross the finish line. In the end, persistence is the final test because it proves that you can withstand both time and trials. It is the quality that transforms temporary effort into permanent success. Anyone can work hard when things are easy, but true champions are forged when the journey becomes hard, and they refuse to stop. Those who persist don't just reach their goals, they rise above every challenge and become stronger than they ever imagined.